Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time, I guess a few months since I've uploaded. Life update, let me just rewind. I'm getting married in approximately like 4 or 5 days, so I'm getting married on Sunday. And I was watching YouTube videos as one does, and as I have like this whole like wedding journey, I've honestly felt like I've done everything myself, and I just hop on YouTube and search up whatever I need to search up, whether that be wedding menus in the area, I don't know, DIY, centerpieces, florals, stuff like that, like everything, like all the specifics, which has been a lot. I've just jumped on YouTube and then like done research like that or Googled it. So I was like thinking, and I was like, well, I've been engaged for like over a year. So when I first started, or when we first got engaged, the first thing we did was look for wedding venues. And it was like pretty hard to find. Well, it's not hard to find wedding venues, it's just hard to like jump in. So I was like, you know what, let me just make a YouTube video on all the wedding venues that I loved in the area. Well, not in San Francisco because we're getting married in Southern California, but like list all the wedding venues that I looked up and loved, like would have gone with had I not fallen in love with the venue that we chose, which I'm not gonna spoil it because I'm not married yet. But yeah, so these are basically wedding venues that I loved, but we for one reason or another didn't go with. And actually, let me backtrack again. It's really important that when you start, you have 3 things in mind. So you want to like keep in mind your budget, the location, so like family members, if it's like gonna be a drive for some people, like all that stuff, like I don't know, just the area that it's in. And then the last one is like your aesthetic, what aesthetic you're going for. Like for me, I would describe it as like a whimsical, fairy, a little bit of rustic vibes. So that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the fairy lights, the greenery everywhere, lots and lots of greenery. So yeah, that's just a few of the things that I was personally looking for. Oh, another thing to know is when you're asking about pricing, make sure that you know if the price is like the base price, like what it includes, like add-ons. The venue that we ultimately chose had a base price, so it had some things included, but like every add-on was like extra additional money. So some places will have like the full package, other places will be like starting price, and then like certain things, like let's say the bar or the meal or like cocktail hour trays, like stuff like that is extra. So just make sure when you're asking these questions that you make sure you know what you're getting, from what time to what time, what's included, tax, like service fee, like all the things that would add up eventually. So like note that into the budget when looking for a wedding venue. First, well, this was the first venue we went to. I'm not sure if I remember if this is the first one, but this was the first venue that both me and my fiance really loved. So the first location is called Oaks Meadow, and it's located in Temecula, and it is one of the most beautiful wedding venues that I have seen. So yeah, Lake Oaks is actually a winery in Temecula. I loved it. It was full of greenery. Honestly, it was not a bad price. If I have that sheet that they gave us when we first went to go check it out, I believe it was about $14,000, and it was all day included. So that came with open bar, that came with the food, that came with hors d'oeuvres, it came with the chairs, the tables, you know, the silverware, I guess so. Oh, actually, I remember, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I remember that they actually even had the centerpieces included. The only thing that I didn't like with that was that my family is Mexican, so a lot of times centerpieces are to take home. They're like the party favors. They had mentioned that if someone were to take them home, that we would get charged for that. So that's another thing to know, which was a good and bad thing that they included that, but don't want to get charged for that. But yeah, the reason why we didn't end up going with this venue was because of the location. A few of my family members just wouldn't have been able to make it to this area, so we couldn't, and just wasn't something that we wanted to do. So the second venue that I visited is in Los Angeles, and it was called the Fig House. And when I tell you, this venue is so cute, so different. It wasn't really the aesthetic that I had in mind when I was looking, but it was still like very cute. It had that like mismatched colored furniture. It had greenery, but like in a different way. So it was like half outside, half inside. It's very beautiful, very chic, but it was more intimate, a more intimate space than what I wanted. So that's why we didn't decide on this one. And another thing, I remember that like it was not all inclusive. So like everything that you added on, it would be all accumulative. And I felt like the space and the price just didn't align for myself personally. Like it just wasn't my vibe, so that's why we didn't choose it. But I still think that it's a very beautiful venue, and like if this is your vibe, then maybe this will be something that you're interested in. And then lastly, this venue is a country club, I believe, so it's like huge space, very, very spacious. Like it's beautiful. It was all inclusive, open bar, again, tables, meals, everything included, silverware, chairs, everything. Literally the altar, like everything included. And it's called Los Robles Green, and I believe in Los Angeles. I don't remember what area. I'll insert all the information and all the videos. But the reason I just didn't like this venue was because we were originally supposed to get married in December, before COVID and before we had decided on the other venue. So when we were looking, I was like, oh, they didn't have tents, they didn't provide heaters, and it was just a very open area. Like I don't want guests to get wet. I really liked the outdoor indoor type of venues that I was looking at. So this one was all outdoors. It was a country club. It was all spacious. So like that's why I didn't really like it, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. Like I said, I was looking for string lights, I was looking for that rustic greenery, everything included. But I did love this venue for the price, and if you were having a summer wedding, this would be good. I'm having a summer wedding, but it just wasn't for me. Another venue, I didn't end up personally visiting this one, but I did stalk the Instagram, and I did like do a lot of research on it. It's actually a restaurant. It's called Inn of the Seventh Ray. So it's like a restaurant, and then if you were to book it, I believe that they just close down the area and then set it up. But the only thing that I didn't like about it was a very cute venue. It just had a like very small, it was very congested, like what's the word? Yeah. So I did end up reaching out, and then I got the pricing for it, and it wasn't too bad. It just, I never went further. But yeah, this one is a good one if you're planning on still having an intimate small wedding. For me, I knew it was going to be 100+ people, so I believe this is more of like between 50 to like 80 type of like number for your wedding. But yeah, these are just a few of the ones that I personally like visited, or that I personally like stalked, and I feel like I know the area, the space. I thought I would share. Hopefully it's helpful at all, at least to get you started. I know wedding planning is honestly one of the toughest things, especially if you don't know where to start, if you don't have a wedding, like a very hands-on wedding planner. It can be tricky to know where to start, where to look, like, you know. So hopefully this was helpful, and if you guys did think this was helpful, then go ahead and like this video and comment down below if you're engaged or planning a wedding, or I don't know, let me know. Thanks, bye.